Good morning, colleagues and esteemed guests of the media. Thank you so much for reacting to our invitation and joining us here today. This is our first DPP Speaks, and as my DPP will advise you, we do wish to have more of these sessions. The purpose of this session is for the DPP actually to meet the members of the media, for us to engage with you as the NPA, tell us about the work that we've done tell you guys the work we've done in the province, our successes, and also just about the performance of the KZN Division. I'm just going to quickly go through the NPA colleagues that are joining us here today for your information, of course, members of the media. Up front is our DPP, Director of Public Prosecutions, and and then we've got Advocate Cliff Samalane, Advocate Shariza Ramtar, Advocate Sizi Advocate Zamba Zikali.
Are attended to. There are also advocates in both these offices and in the high court. We then have the Specialized Commercial Crime Unit. This unit is headed by a regional head, and it has 2 deputy directors of public prosecutions who report to her. The next section that we have is the organized crime component. This unit is also headed by Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions. The second Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions post is vacant, and the process of filling the vacant post is in progress. Then we've got the Specialized Tax Unit, which is also headed by a Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions. We then have the Asset Forfeiture Unit that is headed by a regional head, who also holds the post of a Deputy Director of Public Prosecution. He has 2 Deputy Directors of Public Prosecutions who report to him. We then have the Sexual Offences and Community Affairs Unit. It's also headed by a regional head who holds the post of a Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions. At the present moment, the person there is acting. All these units have got advocates that are seated within these units, and they prosecute mainly in the high court, but they also go into the low court to conduct prosecutions. The region is also divided into 6 clusters. Each cluster is headed by a chief public prosecutor, with prosecutors whose main functions are to prosecute in the regional and district courts. The clusters are as follows. We've got the Durban cluster, we have the Pinetown Tuzuma cluster, we've got the Pietermaritzburg cluster, we've got the Empangeni cluster, we've got the Northern KwaZulu Natal cluster, commonly referred to as the Ladysmith cluster. Then we've got the Southern KZN cluster, commonly referred to as the Port Shepstone cluster. The region also has 2 directors of administration who provide administrative support on our mandate and the focus of priority performance areas. The first area that I'd like to deal with at present is the unrest cases. These are the cases that came because of the unrest in July 2021. These cases, they were categorized into 3 different categories. The first category of cases that we have in regards to the unrest cases are the ones that are dealt with by the organized crime component. These are the cases that we commonly refer to as the instigator cases. The charges mainly relate to incitement and or conspiracy to commit murder. The charges relate to incitement and or conspiracy to commit public violence. to deal with these matters are working closely with the members of the DPCI. I must at this stage convey my appreciation to the prosecution team and the investigating team who have dedicated lots of time to these matters. I also wish to express my dedication and appreciate cases at this stage are being dealt with by 4 advocates. 3 are senior state advocates and 1 is a junior state advocate. The Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions at the Organized Crime Unit oversees the work of the advocates at this unit. The second category of cases that we had arising from the July unrest was the murder cases. These cases are being dealt with by the General Prosecution Section of the Durban office. This was in response to the SAPS task team that the Minister of Police, Mr. Pele, set up at the time of the July unrest in 2021. Many of the case dockets came from Phoenix area. The office initially received 8 of these case dockets. Of the 8 case dockets received, this is what has taken place. In 2 of the matters, no prosecution has been instituted as there's insufficient evidence. 1 case was withdrawn at court as the witness could no longer be traced. 5 of these cases are on the court roll. 3 are on the High Court's court roll and 2 are on the Regional Court's court roll. The High Court cases are as follows. We've got the case of the state versus Fenton Joel Pele. The accused is charged with murder in this matter. The trial has been set down in the Durban High Court for 21 November 2022. Then we have the second case of the state versus Dylan Govender and another. In this matter are charged with murder and 3 counts of attempted murder. The trial has been set down for the boy Mutli and 7 others. The accused are charged with 2 counts of murder, 3 counts of attempted murder, kidnapping and sexual assault. This matter will also be on the Regional Court roll. The next court date is on the 9th of November for further particulars. All these cases that I've referred to will be prosecuted by senior state advocates from the Durban DPP office. In July-August 2022, a further 60 dockets were received by this office for decision. We have declined to prosecute in 50 of these matters, and the case dockets have been referred for inquest. In 16 of those matters, they've been referred back to the police for further investigations. Some of the matters still require post-mortem reports. Video footage is still outstanding, and there's also been requests for additional witness statements that need to be submitted and filed in the case dockets. The third category of cases that arose from the unrest cases was what we commonly refer to as the looting cases. These cases are being managed in the lower courts, district courts, and the regional courts. In some of these cases, the prosecutors have worked closely with the asset forfeiture unit. Some of the noteworthy, he was charged with theft and public violence, which related to the looting of a Woolworths store in the Glenwood area in July 2021. He has since been found guilty. On 17 September 2021, AFU obtained a preservation order in the Durban High Court in respect of the Mercedes-Benz he was seen placing the stolen items into. The said vehicle was found to be an instrumentality for the commission of the offense. The estimated value of the vehicle is approximately 500,000 rand. The vehicle is presently in the possession of the state. The matter will be back on court in November for the forfeiture application. The forfeiture application at this stage remains unopposed. The next matter is the state versus Njabulo Ncube. On 1 September 2022, the Durban Regional Court sentenced Ncube to an effective 8 years imprisonment for housebreaking with an intent to steal and theft. During the unrest in July 2021, Ncube and a group of others broke into a store in the Umbilo area and stole groceries. They were arrested by police who were passing by. Ncube could not compensate for the damages to the property and is presently serving his 8 years imprisonment sentence. Then we have the case the state versus Lontenga. The accused was convicted and sentenced to an effective 5 years imprisonment after he pleaded guilty to theft. His conviction relates to the incidents that took place in the Mopeni industrial area during the unrest. These are just a few of the looting cases that have been finalized. There are still more cases that are outstanding on the court rolls. AFU has been working closely with the prosecutors to try and forfeit vehicles which were used to transport the property which came from the businesses which were broken into and goods which were stolen. Then we have got the political killing cases. This portfolio is also managed mainly by the organized crime component. They deal with the cases where there's been a death of a councillor, mayor, or any other person belonging to a political party who has been killed or there's been an attempt to kill such a person. In 2018, the president set up the political task team to resolve the political killings and related cases in KwaZulu Natal. All the cases which the organized crime component does, are referred to all the cases that are not taken by this by the component are then referred to the clusters to be dealt with. The political task team has clamped down on some of the security companies with firearms that have been recovered, and the security companies have got no licenses to possess same. In some of the cases, there are investigations that have been conducted to determine if the firearms are linked. There are currently 145 political cases that are with the organized crime component. Of the 145 cases, 57 are in court. 31 of these are decision dockets, which are where there are still investigations outstanding and or pending prosecutorial decisions. 58 of the matters have been closed for various reasons. Some high-profile political killing matters which are on court: the state versus Bonelo Mieza and 3 others. The deceased in this matter is Mr. Sindu Somakaka. The next High Court date is 24 April to 12 May 2023 for trial. There have been various applications by the defense in this matter which have led to some of the delays in the matter starting for trial. Then we've got the matter of the state versus Sifiso Senzo Khadebe and others. The deceased in this matter is